Well, ladies and gents, it is October, and there's a lot of great stuff going on. Red Sox playoff baseball returns, you got Halloween, the start of autumn. I mean, what's not to like? Bobby Gaines here, as always. This is something I do every year. This is my October rant. And yes, it's true, December is my favorite month of the year, but October is a very close second. And there's a number of reasons for that. Some of my greatest memories have taken place in October for one reason or another. Yes, I've had some awesome Halloweens. I've also seen the Red Sox win the World Series a few times in my life. I've been to some great concerts in October. Just for whatever reason, a lot of great memories happen in October. The weather is kind of awesome. You know, for this month, it's actually not uncomfortably hot or cold. And, you know, I'm embracing it. You know, it's been a decent year. It's kind of, hard to believe that this year really isn't that new anymore. 2017, we've been through the winter weather, the spring weather, the summer weather, and now we're at fall. And this is when you finally kind of start to feel things change in a number of different ways, not that there's been anything wrong with things, but, for the first 9 going on 10 months of the year, there's been kind of a sameness to this year. There's been a routine that has been kind of just going on and on and on. And, there have been some mall tours. There have been a lot of mall tours. There have been some other things. Of course, September was a wonderful month. But, I want to continue that now. And I'm seeing those changes already, both in my life and kind of around my life. Just the different things that are changing, whether it's the weather outside or just the scenery. And I actually mentioned in a earlier rant at the end of September that Christmas stuff is making its first appearance, and that is continuing to be the case. Now, I still think it's a little too early for Christmas, although I think it's pretty awesome that I can say that. It's a little too early for Christmas, meaning we're not that far away. Back in February, I wouldn't say it's too early for Christmas because that's just a given. But, when you get to October, you're kind of on that line where it's like, it is too early for Christmas, but I digress. Right now, the start of the show is going to be Halloween for the next couple weeks anyway. I'm going to try to do my usual Halloween rituals for better or worse. That includes watching Halloween movies, getting my costume together. I've actually got a pretty good costume for this year. No spoilers, of course, but it's going to be another great addition to my Halloween library, if you will. And we'll see what Halloween brings. This is kind of just a general rant where I'm going to talk about all my kind of favorite things about October. I mentioned the baseball playoffs. A couple years ago, I watched the Mets go to the World Series and unfortunately lose. Last year, the Red Sox went to the playoffs, and now again, they're going to the playoffs. Now, I don't know how long this playoff run is going to last. As I've mentioned before, I think the 2017 Red Sox are a good team. I don't know if they're a great team, and I don't know how they stack up against the other great teams in baseball, but that's why we play the games. So, for better or worse, we're going to have more Red Sox playoff coverage. Might get to see me go nuts, who knows. Either way, I go kind of nuts, don't I? And yeah, I also mentioned, again, this is as October gets going, it's only the second day of October, but as the month gets moving, more and more of these exciting things are going to happen. I mentioned that more videos were coming from Bobby Productions, and sure enough, this is the time for that. Depending on how long the Red Sox last in the playoffs, we could see a few new videos, or we could see as many as 20 new videos just from playoff coverage alone, not counting the Halloween lead-up and all that great stuff. Who knows, a couple other surprises. I'm going to try to get more Sonic Mania videos out. I kind of, in case you haven't noticed, in the last month or two, I'm recommitted to YouTube. It's kind of been a thing. I started strong and, I made my big productions a few years ago. I've been on YouTube the past couple of years, but it hasn't been, as aggressive, for lack of a better word. I'm going to try to get back to that, where I'm making, a lot of videos a week. Maybe, maybe not great videos all the time, but there's going to be a lot of variety on the channel. For sure. Hopefully going to go on a couple more mall tours this month. We'll see. Definitely some kind of Halloween videos coming out. A couple more rants dealing with October, November, whatever. And yeah, just a ton of stuff that I'm hoping you guys are all going to like. I don't know why I do this. I really don't. Every year I do it. In case you didn't know, it was October. Now you know. I do it every year. For every occasion, I try to kind of usher it in by talking about it. Because different things happen at different times, and this year, as I mentioned, has been kind of boring, for lack of a better word. So this year, October has a little more punch to it because it's something to celebrate. It's the beginning of Halloween. I've even put a Halloween light outside. I don't think I've ever done that. I usually don't decorate for Halloween at all, other than a pumpkin here or there. So Halloween's something I'm going to try to be more conscientious about this year. And also what comes after, but we'll get to that when it gets here. And like I mentioned, the fall season being here in itself is a fantastic thing to see. getting to walk around some of my favorite areas in Connecticut, but now they're covered with leaves, although it's not quite there yet, but the leaves are starting to fall. The weather is nice. It was actually really hot a couple weeks ago. Now it's more like fall weather, 50 and 60 degrees. So, again, just some wonderful things going on. Not much to talk about today, but I know, even as soon as Thursday, the Red Sox start the playoffs, and, a lot of stuff's going to get moving really quick. Before you know it, this month will be over, so enjoy it. Let me know in the comments below what you think, both of my rant and if there are any favorite things of October for you, what your favorite fall thing to do is. I realize not everyone lives in New England, so maybe the weather is actually nice this time of year, or maybe it's different, so maybe you don't do some of this pumpkin pie stuff. But let me know in the comments, what you think about October in general, if you're looking forward to anything that I didn't mention here, and I will see you in the next video for sure. Enjoy the month.